Good morning, Roughnecks, and welcome back from Thanksgiving break. We have a lot going on this week and the next 2 weeks as we lead up into our Christmas break, so let's get started. Today our state FFA LDE qualifiers are traveling to Huntsville for the state meet, so we wish them safe travels and good luck. Our middle school academic meet is ongoing today at ARP, so good luck to our middle school academic kids. We've got basketball teams all over the place this weekend. Our varsity is in Edgewood at a tournament. Our JV and varsity girls are in Pine Tree at a tournament. Next weekend, our varsity boys will be at the Brownsboro tournament as well. Next week on Monday, our middle school teams play ARP. Our high school boys will play Tenaha on Monday as well. And our high school girls will be at Jefferson on Tuesday. Next week is our middle school one-act play competition on the 10th. That's Wednesday. That is in Sabine. And remember, we had Miss Kelly, our middle school one-act play director, on a couple of weeks ago, and this is the first year for us to do that. I hope you got to come out and see our public performance a few weeks ago. Those kids are doing fantastic. The Canton Floral Cup is also Wednesday of next week, so our floral kids will compete in Canton. The Robotics State Meet is on the 11th next week. Our choir Christmas concert is also on the 11th. And remember, next Monday night is our White Oak Community Christmas Parade, and we also have a school board meeting. That school board meeting will be pushed up to 5 o'clock to accommodate traffic and our board members and administrators being able to participate in the Christmas parade as well. So a lot going on today, tomorrow, and next week here at White Oak ISD. So buckle up. Between now and Christmas, we're going to have a big time, and we're going to have a lot going on to report on. So thank you very much, and hang with us momentarily. We'll have Miss Pam Latin in, and we're going to talk all things White Oak Roughneck Debate. All right. Good morning, and welcome to this edition of Under the Hard Hat. Today we have Miss Pam Latin with us. We're going to talk about several things this morning, but I want to start with introducing Miss Latin. She is our academic coordinator at the high school. She also does UIL Congress. She does UIL CX Debate, UIL LD Debate, and she also does our informative and persuasive speaking events. So that being said, I want to introduce Ms. Latin. Thank you for being here this morning.
You're welcome.
And we're going to start off by talking about your role as the UIL academic coordinator at the high school and what that looks like. Kind of put that in a bubble and tell us what it entails.
Okay, for the most part, what I do is just help facilitate the individual coaches in their events. I try to get them whatever help they need, whatever resources they need, keep them on track as far as that goes, and then I also try to facilitate for them entries into tournaments, the money that they need to do those things, anything that's just related to going out and competing with UIL, I facilitate the best that I can.
Okay, so we have students that participate in and around East Texas starting about September?
Mm-hmm.
So
especially in debate, we start early. We start our first debate meet this year was September the 14th, and we'll go all the way through May, hopefully.
So from September until Christmas break, and then after Christmas break, we'll get started back up in January, mm-hmm. and then we have our academic meet right after our district meet right after spring break.
Mm-hmm, that's
around
correct.
that time. So she's busy. She's got not only her speaking events, but she also handles entering all of our students that are in our other academic events, math, science, social
mm-hmm.
studies, computer science, all of those things. So.
And then we'll also have the Dayton academic meet here on January the 31st. And so obviously we run that here in White Oak, and we're real proud of that event. And we want everybody to come from other schools, and we have all our kids participate in that. It's a big one.
Yeah, it is. We started that, this will be the 4th year, mm-hmm. so it's been really successful. I think we've had upwards of 800 to 1,000 entries sometimes in that meet. So if you're out there listening from another school and you want to come to a really good academic meet, then sign up for the Dan Knoll Classic for sure. So, okay, we've got something coming up pretty quick here. Our state Congress meet in Austin. We're going to push that to the end of this show, but I want to talk about the other things you do, because the next thing that comes along is our district CX debate meet. So that happens in January, if I'm not mistaken.
The last Wednesday in January.
So tell us a little bit about what CX debate is.
So CX debate also goes by the name policy debate, and that really encapsulates what it is. We're given a resolution every year that says the U.S. federal government should do something. Then we debate that for the whole year. A lot of people don't realize that debaters have to be able to go and do both sides at every meet. So they will be having a plan that has something to do with the policy. This year it's about the Arctic. We're exploring and developing the Arctic in some way. They'll have to have that plan that they present, and then they'll also have to be ready to go against plans that do things in the Arctic as well at every single meet. So it's a lot of research and learning and being ready to speak on your feet.
And there's a set format, so it's two-person teams.
Yes, CX is two-person teams, so you always have a partner. By the time our kids are seniors, they usually have a partner they've been with for a little while, which is a good thing. You can have really complementary partners who are good at different things. But it's always a team of two, and you're going against another team of two.
And we've had a lot of success in CX through the years.
We've had a lot of success. We've recently had a bronze medal finish and a 5th place finish 2 years ago and 3 years ago, respectively. It's different because CX is the only thing where only the top 2 kids from district advance, and we happen to have one of the most competitive districts in the state. We had a run of about 10 years where we had someone from our district medal at state in CX, which is just unheard of. So it's super, super competitive to only get one of those top 2 spots.
And I know, a couple of years ago we had a lot graduate. We were very heavy on the junior and senior side there for a couple of years. So last year you kind of spent the year rebuilding and making sure that we're ready to go this year. Yes. So how do we look this year?
Last year was a rebuilding year, but we look really good this year. We have a team of seniors, one of whom is going to Congress State next month, and then a team of 2 juniors, one of whom is also going to Congress next month, and then another team that's a junior and a senior that all look really strong. CX is also has been unique in the past in that sometimes you could get 4 teams in if the district didn't have a lot of entries. Starting next year, we're actually always going to be able to enter 4 teams. So we're hopeful this year on our last year of the 3-team format, we might be able to sneak a 4th one in, because I do have some strong sophomores that I would love to get the experience.
For sure. And so after CX is done in January, then we get ready for your other 3 events that happen after spring break, which is LD Debate. Talk to us about what LD Debate is.
So LD stands for Lincoln Douglas Debate, and it is the style that was made famous by Abraham Lincoln and Stephen Douglas, where you have one man versus one man. It is more of a morals-based debate or a values-based debate, not as much the policy side of it. So you're usually talking about we ought to do something or we should value something. Our current topic is about valuing national compulsory service, but that topic will change. So unlike CX where we have one topic for the whole year, LD changes in December. In fact, I'm like refreshing on my UIL webpage because we should be getting it pretty soon. So we'll know what the topic is for the spring to debate.
And then at the same time, you have informative and persuasive speakers. So those things kind of explain themselves, but tell us a little bit about those speaking events.
So in informative and persuasive, we talk about those together under the umbrella of extemporaneous speaking. And what that means is they don't know what they're going to speak about before they go into the room. We go into a room that we call the draw room, and they literally draw topics out of a hat. They get to look at their 5 topics and decide which one they want, take that topic, then they have 30 minutes to research that topic, construct the speech, practice the speech, and then go to the room and give the speech. So it's kind of intense, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it would be difficult for me not knowing what I was going to talk about at all. Just blindly go in and draw something out of a hat, and then you have time to research that and talk. So kudos to our kids and you for, we always do really well in those events also. So, okay, coming up, let's talk about the big thing. We've got state Congress. So we have the regional champion, and we also had a 3rd place finish, and we have the alternate state right here in White Oak ISD. So talk about those kids a little bit, and then we'll kind of expand on what Congress is.
So this year our alternate is Sophie Fisher, and our 3rd place winner was Cooper Tucker, and our regional champion was Caleb Glenn. Caleb did go to state last year. The year before he was an alternate to state. That year, 3 years ago, his sophomore year, he had literally never seen a Congress round 6 weeks before Congress regionals. So for him to have come this far this fast is just absolutely phenomenal. I'm so proud of him and Cooper and Sophie. They put so much time in researching these speeches. In Congress, the UIL sets, or actually for regional, the regional committee sets a docket that has 20 pieces of legislation on it, and they have to go through and research all of those 20 pieces because you don't know what you're actually going to talk about on the day of until you get there. and then be ready to give a speech in affirmation or negation of each of those pieces of legislation. So it's a lot of work, and they just really hit it out of the ballpark on this one.
And it's a long day, isn't it?
It is a super long day. Congress session has to be at least 3 hours for UIL to accept that session, and you have 2 sessions in the day. So you have a very long morning, very quick lunch, very quick turnaround, very long afternoon, a lot of time on your feet.
So we go to Austin. Give me the date again.
We are leaving on January the 6th to compete on the 7th, and then if we make it to finals, which I'm hoping we will, on the 8th.
Okay, so the prelims or the first day is at UT.
It is.
Okay.
And then if we advance to the second day, we actually get to debate in the state capitol. So that's a really, really neat experience for our kids.
That would be incredible for some of our kids to get to debate in the state capitol. So. Anything else you want to add about Congress or any of your speaking events, or anything you want to say to our student body about getting involved in Academic UIL?
Academic UIL is by far one of the things that will benefit you the most in life. I have kids all the time that are like, I learned a lot in your English class, but debate, that's the one that got me this job. Or, I learned a lot in this math class. It was awesome. I did calculus. I'm an engineer, but it's because I learned to be public speaking that I was able to get this job that I got in engineering. So it will take you so far in life. I would just encourage anybody to do it. Our middle school, they are really rocking at speech, and so I want those kids to just keep doing it when they get to high school, and we're going to keep having this kind of success.
Yeah, our middle school's won the academic meet 2 years in a row. We've come in second. Of course, the goal we're chasing is Sabine. They're in our district, and they won the state championship, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years in a row in UIL academics. So we are right there. We have the people in place. We've got Miss Latin at the high school. We've got Mr. Hoskins at the middle school. We've added middle school one-act play. So we are formulating a plan as to what we need to win the state academic meet soon. So I want to thank you for your hard work and dedication to our kids, to our speech, and to our Academic UIL. Appreciate you being here today, and good luck as y'all compete in Congress the first week of January.
Thank you.
So, well, that's it for today. Like I said, there is a lot going on. I want to thank Miss Latin for being here. I want to thank our 2 young men that produced this show. As we move into the holiday season, just remember, we are all Roughnecks. Be kind to each other, love each other, support each other. And the last thing I have to say for today is be safe this weekend, all of our Roughnecks that are traveling. And thanks for watching this edition of Under the Hard Hat, and go Roughnecks.